Hi all, so welcome to another day on this JMeter training. And as a recap, so we are discussing all these topics related to executions one. So we have covered most of the topic from this. We have covered this parameterization of important parameters and how to pass the values from non-GUI mode. Correct. Then we talked about test suite. We have seen that what is test suite. Now, Uh, in this only, so few things are left from here, and few things, yeah, a few things here. So let us finish this. So the taste suit creation that we did in the last session was the best. Okay, that is the best approach. Now there is two more element actually given in JMeter, which is also used to create a test suit, but there is a drawback in that. Right? So that method is not like I do not prefer, but it's there. So it may be asked for interview. Okay, an interview question that can be asked, right? So that's why. Now, next, so what is this, right? So let us say that yeah, so, uh, this year, I think. Okay, so mhm. So in the last session, right? You see, so this was a different scenario, product booking. That was a separate thread book, and oops, and we merged them, right? We merged them. So that is very simple one. Okay, that is how the things to be done. Now they have given two element called input controller and module controller, which is used to uh, create a soup, right? So how that is done is uh, so in that approach, basically what is done, basically there will be suppose we will add a common element. There will be two approaches. First is module controller and then include, right? So here, whenever okay, sorry, I think we disconnected in the middle. Just sharing again. So let me know if it's long. Okay, so hmm. So we where I disconnected, I forgot. But hope it's fine now. Nice.
Yes, yes. Your voice is clear now.
Maybe I think common transaction that was there that we keep at one place, which is here. We added a let us add a test fragment. So we can move it up here, and in that you can paste control. Okay, I'll take it from 3, 4, 5. Control C, control here. Okay, common transaction are kept at that. Now all these we will delete out. Mm. So fine. Um, right, so you see, common are kept at one place. That is the main purpose actually. So common transaction you keep at them at main place. Right? And now we have to call them right at suppose in product booking you want to call them. So at respective position, how we will call them or here in user registration, right? So to call them, first approach is that's what we are going to run module controller and test fragment. Suppose here in anyone, suppose product booking, right click and add a controller called module control, and then suppose 5 transactions are there, right? Common one. So we can do it 5 times, right? And then uh, each one you can name. Suppose this is home page. This is interest or like that. Then this is sign. Then this is login. And suppose this is sign. Right? So now we have to find the target. So like whenever you click, you will see a blueprint here. It's just fine. So you have to just attach like home page. So expand this and select this. Then enter store again. So like that, we are just locking them. That's it. Right? Locking. Sorry, yes, I know. So each one is locked. You can see home page, enter store, sign in, login, sign out. Now same we can make select all this, all 5 again. Control C. And here in user registration also we can put uh, inside simple control. These all also we should move inside the simple control. Yes. Now we can just arrange them. Suppose home page is going here, enter store here, and sign in here, login here. As per the hierarchy, we have to just drag and drop. Right, like this, basic. Same here as well. So home page, enter store, then sign in, then login. Yeah. Sign in is one more time, 2 times, so it's repeated. Home page. has to sign in. So now enter detail, one more sign, login and sign. Okay. So hmm. So you see, this is how we have called it and arranged it. So actual transactions are here, and we are just calling them using module control. Okay. And even if you run them, they runs. Okay. They run. But there will be problem. That's why running 15 over. So the main, you can see it's the main one here, and then they are called. Right? It's like little bit of programmatic. Suppose one function is here, and we call them separate classes, right? Or different classes like that. But you see one login is failing. Login is failing. So this is how it is done. But as I said, there is a drawback. And what is the drawback? Drawback is same. Suppose this login we are calling. Right? Now this login request is same, but parameter is different. Suppose this login is for user registration. If you have done this practice, you know here user registration, username, password is fine. And the login which goes in product booking, that was different completely. To remove. Okay. If I open that. So product. Yeah. Yeah. So this login is totally different here. See, this login we read from CS, right? And this login for user registration is totally different, right? Which is here. Here, whatever we register here in entry, that we are using to do log. So even transaction is same, request is same, but parameter is different. So that's why at many places this concept doesn't work. Correct. Okay. That is the problem. Now another approach, same way, is using include control. Right. So that is the next approach. Now in in this approach, what we have to do is this each transaction which are common, you can save that as a separate fragment only. So if you suppose here home page, right, you can do save as text fragment, and with name only it will come save. Then enter a store, also save as text fragment, save. Sign in as well, save as text fragment, save. Login also save as text fragment, save. Sign out also save as text fragment, save. All right, and this now we can delete. Now, what we have to do, we have to add include controller. So anywhere you can add in any one first. So simple controller here in product booking. So right click, add, and then we have include controller. Right? Right. This was module and include somewhere here. Now, how many are there? Five are there. So we can make five copies. How to do, like you can do control C and select it and control C and then select this and do control V. Five times you do, so you can see five will be. You can again give name for them, suppose home page. This is like login. No, interest. And um, login, then sign in. Then here login. Suppose sign. Now, now what we have to do? Do you see file name here? Suppose this is for home page. So just go and select the home page that JMX is here. When we do save segment with for each transaction, right? So you see here with same name here. Do you see here this one, this one, this one, this one, this one with same name? No, this not this one. With same transaction, different a JMX file has been saved for all five, right? So we have to just select them. That's it. So like so this is how for home page. Then browse center restore, center restore. Then sign in, login, then sign out. So like this, right? Okay. Now this again you can select this Control C and we can paste here also in user registration and then drag them out, drag and drop like according to the hierarchy of execution. So page here like enter store, sign in here, login here, okay, sign out here, and then paste this one, enter restore. Yeah, we can make one more copy of sign in because two signs are there. Then log in here and sign out. Right. So like this. Okay. Now again same way you can run. Now what will happen earlier in previous approach we were keeping the transaction in same script and then calling them using module control. But here these transactions are kept as a separate file, right? And we are calling them using include. So this is more difficult approach. Why? Because wherever suppose this script I have to give you or somewhere, right? So I have to give this all files to us to you guys as well, right? This all, right? So you see, this is extra burden again. So this is more non-feasible work. But yeah, this is the approach. And then another problem which we talked about, like the login thing, right? So suppose login here, login JMX is of it depends, right? That whether this login of product booking or user is both is different. Even the transaction is same, request is same, right? Login request and if you see here, see this login request. This is the login request. Right? So if you see this URLs here, account.action, catalog.action, this is same and same here, account.action. It's same, right? Do you see transaction is same, but parameters are different. Okay? So that is also a problematic thing. This is example I'm saying. So this is not justified actually when you work in real time, right? But they people have thought that name is itself is module or include means you want to include some transaction in multiple groups, right? It happens when multiple teams are working on different things. It's like in actually this thing is functional testing of that there will be one module or developer, some other team works in different module, right? And then some package of one module you want to call in another module. which other person is working. So we can call using class and other thing, right? So that kind of programming stuff they try to bot in here, I believe, means as per my understanding. But actually here it's totally thing. Here we it's not development, right? Here the things are done from user end, user perspective. So it will fail. This approach will fail. But they thought of like doing that. One team will be working on one scenario, suppose product booking, and one team working on user registration, right? So some common transaction they can share it, right? But this is not a good thing in real time. Sharing is good when you are sharing a code. Suppose one team working on automation framework or development of login approach, and then you want to use that code to do some other transaction or other feature. That is more good thing to do. Here it's difficult, okay? But somehow they bought it. So these are the two transactions. Sorry, controller, especially given for this purpose. Right? So not feasible, right? As I said, limitations are there, and I explain both of them. But if they ask in interview, you can tell this is the best way what we have done. Fine. Now, okay. So now leftover thing, which is few theoretical things we'll discuss. The first thing is of reporting. And so in this report, I have covered all, right? There is nothing to discuss. What is left to discuss is 95 percentile this thing. Now, see, in performance testing, whenever we have a result, we consider this table one. Okay, but there are so many table: average, mean, max, median. But first, let us try to understand and what is this table? What is the meaning of 90, 95, 99? In interview, they can ask us what you understand by 90th percentile or what is 90th percentile. Many times this is asked. This is a very tricky question. Okay, so let us understand. To understand this, first we have to understand that if you guys remember, I have told, we have seen, right? We have seen few days back only that there are different um, response times are there. Correct? Even if we run for one user or two users, right? So for each transaction, there will be suppose this home page only, and it get executed by two users. Both will have different response time, and we have seen that using listener, a special listener for that called users. So we know that, right? Now, let me run this thing, and only one transaction will run home page. Suppose, just to understand, home page will be executed by 10 users. Right? Fine. So hope you see here 10 times, right? Each one got executed. So obviously there are different response time. Do you see every user here, like third users, this is seventh user, this is fourth user, this is eighth user, and this is sixth user. So it's all together different, right? Now, hmm, so we can see here in user table, uh, we can see the users as well and response time also. So we can see first user, second user, third user, seventh user, all it's there, fourth user, 8 user, right? Fifth user, everything is displayed. Now, or maybe this is confusing because your transaction and request is also showing. Wait, just I'll put a check mark here, and then we'll run again. So that we only see transaction only. So it is easy because that time transaction and request was also showing. So it may be confusing. This was showing two time, right? That's why. So I put a check mark over there to have a clear view. So 10, right? 10 time we see here. So here we have 10 time. So each time each user has different response time. Suppose this many are having 8 second, 0.8 second. Okay, but in that also if you see some number is changed, right? At minute changes there. Now what happen is, but in aggregate report it is consolidated. Correct? You see home page it's showing 10 time, and these are the different consolidation, like average is this, median is this, 1995, 99 max, right? Consolidated. Okay. But how this consolidation is done, or what in 1995, right? So that is what the understand. So first, let us understand about this 1995 or 99. So see, whenever in interview it is asked, just tell them that, like suppose we are executing for 10 user or 100 users, 1000 users. For every transaction, we'll be having a different response time. Correct? Different response time, depending on how many time it is executed. Sometimes two value can be same. Do not worry. Like here, it's not there. But sometimes two or three value can be same. It's not like suppose you are running for 1000 users, 1000 times. Homepage will be executed 1000 times. So chances is that two three value can be same. That is not an issue. But that is in general, right? Every user have different response. So right, so all user will have different response. Now what is the meaning of 90 percentile, or how it is calculated? That all these response time should be arranged in ascending order. Okay, understand, arrange in ascending order. So we have 10 values. So if you click here, all will be arranged in ascending order. Currently it's like have a job, you can see. But here if I click so it's now user dependent. You see, 1, 2, 3. First user this much, second user this much, third user this much, fourth, right? So uh, like this. But this is not in ascending order, right? Because if you see list value is 823, it's here. So forget about this. All these response times should be arranged in ascending order. So either you can also arrange maybe, or I'll do that for you. So let us say first is 823 list value. This is how it's done. So 823. 823. Okay. Then next is 842. 842. Then next is 852. Then next is 857. Then next is 868. Then next is 877. Okay. So arranging in ascending order. Then this is done. Then 892. Yeah. 892. 895. 892. Yeah. 8 877. Then 8. Where is it? This is 895. Okay, 895. Yeah. 898. Okay, 898. Then last one is this one. 108. 108. So you see, they all, how many value are there? There will be 10 values. If you count first value, second value, third value, fourth value, fifth value, sixth value, seventh value, eighth value, ninth value, and 10th value. This is 10. Now, 90, 95 or 90%, 99 percentile is the number of place. So how it is calculated? This 90 by 100 into how many time it got executed? How many times? 10 times. 10. So what is the answer of this? Ninth. It's ninth place. Remember, ninth place. So if we count this, so whatever the value is there at ninth place, this is the value at ninth place. So 90 percentile will be 890. Similarly, 95 is 95 by 100 into 10 is equal to 95th, 9.5th place, right? 9.5th place. Because 95 by 100 into how many times it got. So it will be in decimal, 9.5. But position cannot be in decimal, right? It has to be whole number. So 9.5 will be approximated to 9 only. So again, 99 percentile and 95 percentile and 90 percentile both is this one. Okay. Now come 99. Okay. So again here put 99, 99 by 100 into how many time it got executed. So answer is 9.9. Now 9.9 is again approximated to 10, right? 10. So this is 99th percentile. So now if I go to aggregate report, do you see here? Here. What is 90 percentile? 890, right? 890. What is 95 percentile? 890. And what is 99 percentile? 108. Right? So it's a place. Understood? I can now click here. So they all will be arranged in ascending order. They are on ascending order. So what I have written, same thing we can click here as all in ascending. So 90 by 100 is ninth place, right? 95 by 100 is also almost ninth place, and 99 by 100 is 10th place. So that is one. Do you see? And this. Now, what is minimum? Minimum is the lowest value. Right? It is the lowest value. This is the lowest, and maximum is this one, right? So that is what min max. Min is this, max is this. Now comes average. So average, you know how it is calculated, or response time will be divided, all will be added up and then divided by 2. That is how, no, not 2, 2 or a number of, sorry, number of occurrence, a number of, not, so I'm getting confused here. Average and median,
It
one
will
is,
be number of occurrence only.
number of occurrence. Number of count. Okay. That is what occurrence. While median is the middle value of a data set once it is sorted. This is in ascending order. Also. So median. So that is the difference. Fine. So this all added up and then divided by number of occurrence. That is average. And then median is some middle value. Okay. In ascending order, whatever the middle value is. So fifth value is think 1, 2, 3. So fifth value I think will be median. So 868. Let's see. 860. Right. So this is how these are calculated. Now in same way, suppose we have here 100 times. So this goes for not only homepage. Every way this is calculated. We cannot see them, but as I told you that JTL, you can, if you want to see that JTL, you can always open in view resulting table and you can see each individual response time. That was the importance of view resulting table also, correct? Whatever the test, any JTL you can open and we can see um, like user, 8 user, whatever. Okay, 10 user, I think, let's suppose. So here you can see, right? It will be little complex. Complex means not complex, more populated, because we have so many. But like that, as per the level, all are sorted as per the level. So so you can see your home page 10 time, it will be there, each transaction 10 time. So since this is more populated, it is hard to see, but you can see here, and, here also. So this same process is followed for every transaction. So let us say here, suppose same way this are calculated, right? So home page got executed 100 times, right? Now you understood. So what is the 90th value? When it is more, means number of occurrence, right? Number of execution occurrence is more. So that and decimal value will not come. So let us say that we have 100 times. So what will happen? All those 100 response time of home page will be arranged in ascending order. Now what will be 90 percentile? So it's very simple actually. For 100, actually 90 into 90 by 100 into 100 is 90 only. So the value which will be present at 90th place will be this, right? Same when 95 is 95. So the value which is present at 95th place is this one, in ascending order. Remember, they should be sorted. Okay, sorted. Sorted is what actually ascending order, right? Sorted. Then 99 by 100 into 100 is 99th place. So value which will be at 99th place in that sorting ascending order, right, is that value. Same goes for all. So this is how they are calculated. Even suppose you are running for 1000 users, suppose. So 90 percentile will be 90 by 100 into 1000 equal to 900. 95 percentile will be you know 9 into 1000, right? So it's 950, correct? And 99 will be like 99 into 1000 is equal to 990, right? Mm. Now you'll ask me, so in this also, since three value are there, and average, mean, max, median, that type. Now uh, now what we take? So in performance testing, generally when it is very higher user, 1000 or more than that, we go for 95 percentile table only, or a 90. If it is less number of user, 100 or something, 90. Not this one. 99 we do not consider. Why, I'll tell you. Okay. So that's why they will ask, like, what is 90 percentile? Why we consider 90 percentile in performance? Or they can ask you in tricky way that uh, which value you take uh, in your report, 90, 95 or 90. Then we'll say, I take this. So they'll ask you, why this, why that not, right? So 99 we do not always take. So they can ask, why not, right? Like this. And this is in every tool. It's not like that in JMeter. In any performance tool, testing tool, this is there. Actually, this is a concept. Now, what is important thing? Why we take this? Either this 90 or 95, not 99, right? Why? So see here, out of 1000, understand. Suppose there is a value called 2.2 second at 90th place, and there is a value called 2.5 second at 950th place, and there is a value called 3.1 second at 990th place, right? Now out of this, suppose out of 1000 I'm saying, so suppose home page got executed 1000 times, and then there are all 1000 value, and they got arranged in ascending order, and we have this. So at value at 900 place is 2.2, and value at 950 place is 2.5. and value at 990 plus is 3.1, right? Understand, 3.1. Okay. So what it tells, just tell. It tells that from 1 to, suppose 1 to 900, right? 1 to 900 for users to 1 to 900. That is what 90% of population, right? Means 90% time of execution population are having response time less than equal to 2.2, right? Correct. 2.2, correct. 90%, 1 to 1000, right? 1 to 9, 1 to out of 1000, 1 to 900 people, which is 90% of population, you can say, right? Or 90% of people are having response time less than equal to 2.2, correct or not? So, or if you are considering 950, so 950, 950, 950 people, from 1 to 950 people are having response time less than equal to 2.5, right? Means 95% of people are having, suppose there is a class and in that you see that okay, if they say that 95% of people has scored 99% marks, so what is the meaning of that? That there is a class in that 100 students are there, and 95, if it is said like that, that 95% of the students have scored 99 marks, it means that out of 100 students, 95 students have scored 99, right? It's like that. Means every 95. So same here. So 950, 950 means out of 1000, or even it is 10,000, or let it be 1 lakh, whatever. Percentage means, that's why we do not bother about number, right? So even it got executed 10,000 times 20,000, what is the point is 95% or 90% of people is having a response time less than equal to either 2.2 or 2.5. Understand? Means out of those so many people, the response time is less than 2.5. So that we take as a benchmark. Benchmark means, okay, this is the peak value. Either, as I said, in wrong, sorry, in more number of user tests, we go for 950, 950. Okay, this is 950, 950, 95 percentile, and this is 90 percentile, this one. So we take that, okay, this is the benchmark value, that my 95% of people is having response time equal to less than this, right? So we get a average. I mean, not average, because this is not a percentile idea. I hope you are understanding what I'm. So we take as a benchmark, or 90 or whatever. Now there is another aspect. Now another aspect of that is, suppose you take 90 percentile or 95. Suppose you go with 90. So 900 people or 90% of people is having less than equal to this 2.26. Now what is the another aspect? 10% of people is having response time more than this. Correct or not? 10%. And if we limit it to 95, so 95% people is having response time 2.5, and 5% is having more than this, right? Correct? More than 5%. Right. So those 5% we ignore as well. We do not take 99, as I said. 99 is closer to the whole value. Now this part, this huge gap that you see, right, between 950 and 990, almost how much gap is there? 50 users gap is there, right? 50 users is also a good gap. So this 50 user response time is more than 2.5, correct? So we ignore them. Why we ignore them? Because what happened when we run a test, so sometimes initial fluctuations happen, certain load goes, so because of this some spikes will come always high, uh, or maybe something happens, so that comes that category comes as, we keep as a, like, we ignore it. We do not always go with 100% or 99%. 99% is 100%. We discard that value, discard. Those value are discarded. So this is the whole meaning. So if anyone say okay 95 percentile or 90%, it means that in whole execution. Okay, how many times it got it, right? So any doubt you have in this? I hope you'll be able to answer. Or very simple. Suppose there is a flip card and suppose this iPhone is there. Now you see rating, right? Rating. Now 4.6. So what we understand about that, out of this much of rating, so this can also be considered as 4.6 out of 5 actually. So as a whole number out of 10, it will be 9.2. 9. Okay. Or in percentile also you can calculate. But out of 5, it's 4.6, or it's 9.2 out of 10. 9.2 out of 10. Out of 10. Okay. Which is closer to 92%, I think. If we convert this in percentile, 92% it will come, I believe. Probably 92 will come or something like that. So what you understand from this? That 92% of people is happy, right? They are happy, right? And then 8% of whoever has given review, they might be not happy or some problem will be there, right? Whatever. So that is what this rating tells. And then if we go and see more detailed rating here, which we see that okay, that 5-star are very huge. Out of almost this rating, this many are very happy, right? It's not about iPhone. Forget about iPhone. iPhone is any product who will be, everyone will be happy. But I'm talking about any product, any unknown product. Suppose this is a Spigen case, back cover. There is no review, right? But something will take a shoe will go. Suppose here some rating. Now you see 3.8. It means you will not buy, right? It's not good. Right? You will not buy. You even see a bad quality is not good. That is the, but by looking only you see 3.8. Who will buy? At least 4.2 is not there. No one will buy. So no need to go that much detail. Right? You'll many things is observed from here only. I'll not buy. Correct. And if you go and then go in detail, then obviously you see people are complaining. So this is what the idea we get, right? So that is same percentile. That we say that okay, 950 means 950 population, 95% of the population. 950 I'm saying out of 1000, but suppose you it got executed 10,000 times or how many, right? So 950%, 95, sorry, 95% of the population or 95% of the response time is less than or equal to 2.07. Which means that my 95% of population is happy. Suppose it is within the SLA. Now, what is the meaning of this? SLA means expected response time. Suppose 2 to 3 seconds is your expected. Now, this is falling between that, right? So it means that my 95% of the execution or people or the users, right? Users here are happy. They are within the SLA or almost equal to SLA, right? So what we say, and that 10% or 5% we ignore because of that. They said there are many reasons because of which high response time comes. At 50 means out of 1000, let us say 50, right? Uh, uh, 95 out of 1000 will be 950, right? The value at 950 place, and 99 is almost closer to 1000 only, so 990th place. In between, almost 50 values are there, so we ignore them, right? That is discarded. P value can be discarded. Why is discarded? Because here, let us say one example. Suppose uh, it is 3.8, or maybe suppose here it's 4.6, and we know it's iPhone. Many, almost everyone will be happy, but still people have given 179 one rating. So it's not about phone actually. Brand is fine. Maybe they have got bad service because of Flipkart, right? Or right, something, a delivery agent, or some problem will be there because of that, right? So because of that they have given this rating. So this rating doesn't goes to the phone, it may go to the service. Okay, right. So this is why, so here also we discard them, we can discard that 5%, because when we run a test sudden huge happens, so initial response time will always come. I here also you can see that we did a run. Suppose I will run for 20 only home page, and I'm doing a sudden run. Sudden run means without think time, without home page, without ramp up also. So I will just arrange them in hierarchy. So they are in hierarchy. So you see these values, they are high and these are unexpectedly very low compared to this. So this can be the chance that, do you see they are the initial users? Do you see initial users? This value for whom response time was less is later users, right? 1860. These are initial user who came very fast and they hit it. So that is when server is not ready and suddenly is sending a spike. He's receiving something. So for a few, unexpected response comes. Okay, which is more higher. So that is those value we discard, right? Like that. So we never go for 99 percentile, either 90% or 95%. Understand? Now, so I believe this was only left. Theoretical. Then some more other things are there. 1905. Then graphs are there. Total 16 graphs are there. So you can, we have seen that. You can have a look into this. Generally, no one looks at the graph, but graph is also sometimes good. Right? Then, so I have just whatever the each graph are there, I put the name. Then analysis we have covered, right? How to, so this is repeated here again. So next, this we will see later on. Now, this last one. So types of performance tests. So there are different types of performance tests. One is load test. One is normal performance test, or also called as load test. So uh, when you do a simple run, suppose 10 user, 100 user, and just 5-minute run, or single loop run, or 2-3 loop run, right? So uh, that is called load test. Simple runs are called load test. Okay, and see, everything is load test only. Only few concept changes. Okay, there is not, in every run we do the run only. Okay, with few input or few parameter getting. So these simple runs are called load test. Okay. Then there is endurance or soak test. So uh, expected user load. Uh, when we just 1 hour, actually I've written 1 hour also goes in endurance test also. But yeah, mm, for around an hour is also endurance test only. An hour is big time, and around some device, for some device. for some loop. Right. So that is what it can be for some loop or duration for some loop or duration, right? So that is load test. Then we have endurance test. Endurance test is a dedicated test where again you run for expected usual load. And now what is the meaning of expect? Expected means that okay, you know that your application can support 1,000. So let us directly test with 1,000. So that is what expected. And then you run it for 1 hour, 2 hour, 6 hour, 3 hour. So long hour test is called endurance test or soak test. So that is the basic difference. Okay, right. So soak or endurance, same thing. Understand? Soak and endurance are same. Then we have a stress test and fatigue test. So a stress test is uh, it is performed beyond the expected load. Like suppose 1,000 times expected is 1,000. Now we will be exceeding its usual load, right? More than that, correct? So that is expected. Till now, what is the simple meaning? That suppose you run for 100 users, sorry, 1,000 users, and you see that everything is fine. Now we will be running more than that till when we see total breakage of the system. Means response time will be very high, and that is what we call it as a last endpoint. Means like not endpoint, last outage till when it can sustain. Right? Suppose we have some capacity, you are fighting someone till there will be a point you will be sustaining, and then we will collapse. Right? Anyone will. So like that, the system till how many user it can sustain. So that will be a more stress. Right? Simple. It's if we see this test with normal human being or anything in the world, real world, it's very easy to understand. There is nothing. Anything. Stress means anything. So on ourselves only. You are suppose you are running. Till when you will run? Sometime you have to collapse. Like that. So that point, okay, when you collapsed. So what is that point? Understand? And everything got exhausted. So that is a stress or fatigue test. Then a spike testing. So spike testing. So this all is very simple to do. There is nothing to do. All we can control from from where to control. Right? There is nothing. Either you run a duration based test or simple loop based test or a stress test. In a stress test, we have to just keep on increasing the user. So all we can control from our thread group, right? We have settings are there from here. Everything we can control. Whether you are running a standalone test or a test suite. Right? Next is a spike. A spike is totally different kind of test, which is also part of performance testing, but it is not directly done from here because from here we cannot control it, right? So it is done through a different element, which is which we'll cover later on how a spike testing is done in JMeter. So it is also called as rando scenario or Black Friday scenario or Big Billion Day scenario, where sudden jump will happen in the user load, sudden large spikes. So that is spike testing. So in Lodan also there is totally different approach. In JMeter also different approach is there to do it. So we'll see that. Basically, one example or two examples. Suppose IRCTC Tatkal. So see, hope you all know, right? Tatkal booking out for IRCTC. How fast it will be within 2 to 4 minutes max, 2 to 3 minutes. All ticket is booked. So you see how fast the transactions are happening, and within a limited period of time, how much huge load is there. Do you see how huge load? So many people will be coming at that particular time to book the ticket, and within 2 to 3 minutes maximum. Generally, to book a ticket, one people will take 5 to 10 minutes. If we do very with very patience, not very patient. Normal rate also, like you'll do login, then slowly putting the card number and all those things. Minimum 5 to 6 minutes it will take. But when we start calling, people will be doing fast, fast, fast. There is no think time only, very less, right? People is not waiting at all. Everything will be pre-ready. Just we have to book. 2 minutes is max. 2 to 3 minutes. Is max. And that time huge load is there, right? See, load is also huge, very huge. Time duration is same, less. So you see, so responsiveness of server should be that fast, right? It's like sudden jerk is coming, sudden jerks, and you see, it's like fighting suddenly with limited time period. Then, so that ISCTC scenario is one like testing example. Same way, like phone sales that used to happen long back, not now. The craze was there, right? 5 year back, suppose when MI phones they were got launched 6 7 years back. So craze was there. Right? This new phone is coming, and it will be launched at 8 p.m. or 12 a.m. 12 p.m. on Wednesday, right? And you'll see in few minutes it will go out of stock, right? People will buy, many people will rush to buy. It was the time when Android phone were gaining popularity, and my Redmi phone just came in the market, right? That time there was huge this live sale, flash sale going used to go, right? So now this is not there, but yes. So those are the sudden kind, jerk kind of stuff. Now stability, scalability testing. So scalability testing is same as our stress testing, where we keep on scaling up the users to see till when the user, uh, till when the application is able to able to serve them with all good parameters. Okay. In this, we also measure that uh, whether application is able to scale itself or not. Scalability is a feature with all like now cloud computing in picture. So here you'll see failover where this is backup actually. Um, Scalability. Okay, we'll see. So actually, what happened that backup servers are also there. So when load comes, extra load is coming, and the current server, suppose 5 servers are working. So, but suppose more load comes, so automatically few servers will spin up, or they will be there in pipeline. Uh, Now, and they will be activated when all loads is coming. So whether this whole feature is working fine or not, stability is working on. Volume test is a kind of data test, I mean, data set or database test, where specifically we test the DB queries specifically. Right? So what is the example of this? Like suppose you are searching a laptop, right? Yeah, laptop resource. And then for now, suppose I search a laptop, I'm getting 2319 laptops, right? So how fast it took me to display this? Now suppose 5,000 laptops are there. How fast it is taking? You see volume, right? So few things are data dependent, correct? So either through this, through a web request or a special web queries, database query. Suppose you are running query and to retrieve the data, millions of data, we have to fetch it by running a database query. So how fast it is taking? Suppose it is 1 lakh, then 10 lakh, right? Like that. Or here only, suppose we keep 5,000. So how much fast? Uh, if it is 100, how fast? Right? Like that. So this kind of thing are volume related, data related. Now comes capacity. So capacity is same thing as we have our stress. So we have to we are checking the maximum number of concurrent users the application can handle. Capacity. Now comes to this last one, recovery. So not last one, few more other. Recovery is kind of disaster recovery testing. It is also called a disaster recovery testing, where we check for the system that suppose it's sometime you'll see system collapses and then how fast it is recovering. So we purposefully have to make the so these are actually kind of testing of the setup. Okay, this scalability you see, this recovery, this is the testing of the setup of the architecture of the application. In scalability, like whether the scalable feature is working or not, or if you are doing recovery testing, so suppose purposefully we make the application down, or and then we see that how fast it is recovering, and its components are recovering, or so recovery testing. Then failover is also related kind of that way, where system components is tested, system architecture. So this like scalability, recovery, failover, isolation, availability. These are kind of architecture level testing, right? Or system server configuration or setup testing, where we see that whether all setup is working properly. So in failover again, we see that okay, the primary server if they breaks, so whether load is going to secondary server or not, and whether it is working fine, right? Isolation, the same. In isolation, only particular component will be tested, okay, where not all components. Its name is isolation. So only if you by controlling all the parameters like no, the dependency for any feature, it will ignore all this and just particular will test that feature only. Isolation. Okay. Availability is also a simple kind of thing, right? Where we have to run for 24 by 7, 365 days to check whether application is available or not for that particular thing, right? Now, out of this, the very commons are like load test, endurance or soak test, a spike test, four. No, no, stress. So load test, endurance or soak test, stress or fatigue test, three. Then spike test, four. Volume test, five. These are the common ones. Capacity is almost similar to stress test. Right? So these fives are common one that you might see people talking or from in interview also like they, they can ask you what is endurance or what is spike, how you do that, things like this. What is volume testing? Or in any project if you go there also you'll see these common words kind of testing always uh, like in discussion. Few are uncommon like this is scalability, recovery. These are like little uncommon. Then we have concurrent and simultaneous user load. Okay. So this is also a concept. Now understand concurrent user load, or it's also called as parallel user load. It means that like normal users uh, will be normal load test that we do with all the think time ramp up. They follow this concurrent user load. It means that users are there running in the system, but some user can be at some place, some user can be at some place. So like uh, suppose suppose a 20 user test with sync time for 20 users, suppose 10 seconds. Little more I'm giving to understand few concepts. So I'm going to run this 10 user, 20 user. So you'll see result will disappear. So in here you can see that I'm running. So slowly users are coming. So in 10 seconds, all 20 users will be there. Now you see, when all 20 users are coming, so see, all 20 users are now there here. Do you see here? But few users are here, few users are here. Do you see? Hope you understand what I'm saying. 20 users are there on the system card, but few users at some transaction, few users are at some transaction, right? The gap is there. This gap happens because of ramp up time we give, because of think time we give, right? So do you see? It's not concurrent. That is concurrent means it's not simultaneous. Right? Yeah. Like here, still two users are executing here, few users are executing here, few users came out of that. But on system, how many users? 20 are there. 20 are there, but there is a gap. So this is called concurrent user test, and this is the normal behavior. Okay, like users will be there, but some user will be on some transaction, some will be on some transaction, someone some. Not all user will be there at same transaction. Understand? Like I just stopped. So do you see out of 20, like here 19 means 19 user completed me. Like one user was still completing this. Here three users 16 completed. Three users was still left to complete, right? So one user is stuck here. Three user is stuck here. Then uh, then out of this 20, one is stuck here. Three is stuck here. One is here. Four gone. So less 16 are here. We who are trying to execute this, right? Because this 16 who have executed completed this will come here, right? They will be executing that, right? But rest are still here, you are stuck there. So this gap is there, right? So this stuff is concurrent. And then simultaneous is called instant user load. Okay, so where all the users are will be executing the transaction at same point, and this is where simultaneous user load we see in a spike test, because their time gap is very less and user load is very huge. So what will happen that all user will be executing almost all transaction at same time, right? So that is a minute difference between concurrent and simultaneous user. So do take care of that, because I have written in the red color that in industry people get confused with concurrent user term with simultaneous behavior. Okay, simultaneous behavior is different. Concurrent behavior is different. Many time in industry with uh, for simultaneous behavior people use the word no for concurrent user behavior also people use the word called simultaneous. They will talk okay simultaneous user testing or so that time you have to tell yeah depending on the situation. Okay, means normal load test is concurrent only. Simultaneous is different, but people sometimes call simultaneous test to concurrent user testers. They get confused. That is fine. Now comes this thing. So last stuff. So test run documentation, analysis, and report. I think this thing all have already discussed. There is no need to discuss this again. Like you have a test run, then you will be documenting it somewhere. This result has to be captured, right? Depending on whatever the project, the documentation tool they are using. But generally in IT industry, Confluence page is used. Okay, where this all records are maintained. Confluence is a documenting tool using IT industry. Okay, Confluence for any record keeping, any kind of information that is captured. So there, or there will be some repository or some area somewhere the record which this one will be kept, or maybe manual effort also. You have to prepare that in a document, Word document or Excel document, and you have, right. Then comes the analysis and reporting. So you know all right, what is the analysis. You have to go through this. This all I have talked so many times from beginning also. So no need to cover again. So we have to just go with that, and we have to see what are the analysis, what are the findings you are doing, and then with that we have to report that findings also. That okay, suppose I did 100 user tests and these are the findings, right? So this is the one simple approach. Then after your finding and reporting, probably if you are a little bit more experienced, so you can do the debug. Debug means going in the root cause analysis called RCA, where we see that what is the problem, right? So you can take help of different monitoring tools will be there, which that project has, right, implemented maybe through some log monitoring tool called Datadog or through AWS consoles, right? We can see what is the problem, why this is happening, whether this problem is with CPU problem and server outage problem. So server outage like memory is less, server CPU is spiking. Then again, if it is spiking, then why it is spiking, right? Can we increase that? Can we increase the memory? Is it because of slowness of database? Right? All those things that happen, and that comes with experience. This last part called finding bottleneck easy, but root cause. Okay. Why that is done? That comes with the experience. Right? So, so slowly, when you will be working, you'll will come up with this. When you see all the setups, the tools, you will be getting. So that is the part of recommendation. But as in general, till 3, 4 year, 5 year experience, this much only this much is required. You can report, and after that reporting, people developer team or all will sit and try to find. Then they will fix this. Then they can ask you to again rerun. Okay, we have fixed it. Now can you rerun, re-verify? So suppose you rerun and everything went fine. So then you have to increase the number of user, and then this whole process keeps on going, right? So again, you next you run for 500, then you still you see problem, then again you fix it. So it's going its cycle till how much, till the desired load, like how much the people are expecting, how much their application needs to be tested, the maximum, right? It all depends on project to project. Some like 1,000, some 2,000. Depending on their requirement, they will be all applications get tested. Now, in performance testing, there are three B's are there: baseline, bottlenecks, and benchmark. So, baseline is when we take the first test. Okay, first test with 10% of total expected user generally, or you can also say that one user also. Like suppose you ran for one user or 10% of total expected. 10% means suppose uh, for your application, how much user load the client or you people want to get it tested, the final number, right? Maybe 10,000, 20,000, 2,000, whatever. So 10% of that. So what is the behavior? Okay. So that is uh, so that number. So when you did the test with that and what number you are getting, that will always act as a baseline. Baseline means a comparison a comparison result with which for which you can refer in future. That okay, let us say 10% of 1,000 user is 100, right? 1,000 user 10%. So you ran for 100 and that was the system behavior. Now whenever we are running more than, suppose you increase 200, 500, 1,000, how the behavior is changing, where the problem is coming. So that one uh, first test result will act as a baseline comparison. Comparison. Understand? Now, next will be bottleneck. So bottleneck means the issue, problem. Any problem is called bottleneck. So like we see that here two kinds of bottlenecks are there. One is response time related bottleneck. Here response time is very high. One is unexpected server problem. So here there is no that much problem in response time, but server has thrown error in this, and that is 500 series error, right? So there are two kind of bottlenecks found here. So these are called bottlenecks, right? related to server or related to response time. Then, so 3B, right? 3Bs are there. Benchmark. Benchmark is again a value which will be used for comparison whenever we do a migration, maybe from technology to technology or with like competitor application, like maybe. So one example, like I'll take, suppose IRCTC old website. Um, Generally, these all words have a broader meaning, but with scope to performance testing, we're talking. So suppose IRCTC old website. So old website was looking like this. It used to be. People are distributing. In internet, we will always find some. Whatever we search, it's there. And IRCTC new website. Right? So this is the new website. Which is here. This one is new. And we had this one was the old one. If anyone knows about that. This was like old one. You see how old it was earlier. It was like this. This is the area where we have to put the passengers details. Right? So this is old one, and then 2 years back or 3 years back, they have completely migrated to this new technology. And you see, this is more good looking, fancy, and little faster, right? So this is so like so what will be the performance of last the old website and what is the performance of this one, right? So the values of the last old website will always be used as a comparison for the new one. So that will be benchmark. Okay, that is the meaning of benchmark. Okay, that is benchmark means a standard. Okay, that is the last standard we have set, right? Right. Okay. So what standard we have set? So suppose the last website performance was old website performance was so that was the standard. Now next website performance should be more than that, right? More better than. So it will previous one old website performance results will act as a benchmark. Right. Now next is analysis. So these are more. If you want, you can read some links also. Right. So few more things related to this we'll see later on the last part once we finish the JMeter related stuff. Okay. Next is latency bandwidth output response. So you can read this like this is just definitions I have written. Even I have explained what is the meaning of latency, bandwidth, output. Okay. What is response time? Response time has also so many meanings that suppose you are sending a request and response is coming. Now in response also, there will be whatever response is coming, that is response is a total application. In application, we have web server, app server, DB. How much each layer is taking. So that whole thing we see as a one response. Suppose response came for home page is 2.5 or login is 3 seconds. Now it is total application setup, right? But individual also uh, further segregation is there in that. And this is network delay. Network delay, that's why long back we talked, right? That we should do the testing in same VPC, means near to the application only, so that network delay can be minimized, and we have the real server time, right, or processing time. Correct. these are there. So the response time is also further divided into some segregation, because whatever happens in each layer, right, some time will be taken in some. This whole you are getting as a total that you see in the final report. So there are some definition to that. You can read a little bit of response time, network delay, server time. Some tips are there. Next, one standard deviation is also there. One word is used. Uh, Standard deviation sometime is only available in a listener called summary report. I remember when we discussed previously. A special column is there. It is nowhere there in anywhere, neither in report, HTML report, nor in aggregate report. Only in summary report this comes. Generally, no one looks into, but suppose if sometime you need it, you can use it. So what standard deviation also tells, you can read. So these are just self-explanatory, easy theoretical concepts, definitions of some keywords. So please go through them. Fine. So next one now we'll be talking about the scoping. So we are here. So from next session we'll finish the scoping. Okay. So there are two rules in JMeter. So we'll talk. So by then, take care.